Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Townsquare Tableau. I'm Ebenau here at Huddy Park in downtown Toms River on a beautiful sunny morning, which just adds to that beauty of Huddy Park. And we're going to dive in today into a little bit of that history about what it's all about and why it was named after Joshua Huddy, a hero here in Toms River. And with me today is the historian and clerk in Toms River, Mutter. Mark, a lot of people just think of it maybe as a park, but Joshua Huddy was much more to that, not just, for the reason for the park, but to the importance of why Toms River is the way it is today.
Toms River was on the map of American history right from the beginning of American history because of Joshua Huddy. The park is, of course, our first municipal park in our history in our township, but the naming of the park goes back to what Joshua Huddy and the other American patriots did here at the end of the Revolutionary War. The park along the river here in downtown Toms River is a couple of football fields away from where the actual Battle of Toms River occurred, up on the bluff on Robin Street where the blockhouse was located, built by American patriots to defend the village of Toms River during the waning days of the Revolutionary War.
Now, what happened during that moment of the Revolutionary War? Why did it come down to just Joshua Huddy? It sounded like just a couple of guys, and he was more or less the last man standing there against the British. What happened on that one day?
Huddy had been sent here by our first New Jersey governor, William Livingston. He arrived. He was from the northern part of Monmouth County. Ocean County did not yet exist. The residents of Toms River had asked that he be sent here to defend the village. He was notorious. He was a pain in the neck to the British throughout the entire Revolutionary War, whether on land or on sea. So he was famous from the Patriot side. And as the Revolutionary War was wrapping up, although the Battle of Yorktown had come in 1781 in October, the last major land battle, there continued to be small battles and skirmishes on both sides, and the residents of Toms River were afraid that there would be another attack. The British had come here twice in the 1770s unsuccessfully, and the fear was they might come a third time. So they had requested of Livingston for Huddy to be sent here, which Livingston agreed, and Huddy comes to Toms River in February of 1782. He takes command of the blockhouse, which was manned by volunteers in the township, and of course the British come on that fateful Sunday morning, March 24th, 1782, surprise the blockhouse, take it. 9 patriots are killed in hand-to-hand combat. Huddy is captured, the blockhouse is overtaken, the village is burned to the ground, and then in April of 1782, Joshua Huddy, without justice, without trial, is hanged by the British, setting off an international incident that goes all the way to Paris and the peace talks that were ongoing to try to wrap up the Revolutionary War. So from the very beginning, Toms River was on the map of Toms River history, and appropriately in the early part of the 20th century, after the park was purchased by the township after a voter referendum in 1905, it was determined to name our first park in his honor.
Now, when he was captured, was there any kind of negotiations between the Americans and the British, to say hands off Huddy?
No, he was taken from Toms River to a prison ship in New York Harbor after the battle on March 24th, and on April 12th. Several weeks later, he was removed from that prison ship and summarily hung by the area of where Sandy Hook is today. It was an eye for an eye type of vengeance. He was reportedly hung in vengeance for a British soldier who had been hung, which history tells us was not accurate. And this then led to the peace talks in Paris, led by Benjamin Franklin and John Adams, being delayed until the issue of Huddy's murder could be resolved.
Now, in your opinion, if Huddy was never sent down to the Toms River area, if he never did what he did, do you think Toms River would have been or would be what it is today?
Well, it put us on the map right from the very beginning in the 18th century. Sometimes history is based upon biography, on individuals, prominent individuals in history. So I think there was a little combination of both, of biography, Huddy the person, his personality, his notoriety against the British, and I think also circumstances. Toms River was a busy seaport during the 18th century because of Cranberry Inlet that then existed, connecting us right to the ocean. And it was a Patriot stronghold during the Revolutionary War. We were then the southern part of Monmouth County. The northern part of Monmouth County was more Royalist. The southern part here was more Patriot. So I think it's a combination of the two, of historical circumstances and personality, that put Toms River on the map during the Revolutionary War.
Now, this was kind of more so this type of thing, a local piece of great history, this Toms River. Maybe not one of the major things as a part of the whole Revolutionary War, but it was certainly something big here in Toms River and Ocean County. I know you were telling me a little bit before that where the British were coming from, kind of over from the other part of Toms River,
yes.
the other part of this way.
We're here in Huddy Park now, which is along the river on Washington Street, but a couple of football fields from here, a couple hundred yards up the crest of the hill on Robin Street, where Fire Company Number 1 is located, where the town hall is located. That is the approximate location of where the blockhouse was built. The Americans here in Toms River thought that if the British would come to attack the village, it would be done by sea, by water. So the blockhouse was built to defend the seaport, and of course the British surprised the Americans when they came here. They did not come by sea from the south. They landed in the area of the present-day Mathis Bridge and marched overland, not from the south but from the east, and surprised the Americans in the blockhouse, and the rest is history.
Did they ever give reason why Joshua Huddy? Did they have something personal against Huddy?
Yes, Huddy was a thorn in the side to the British for many years. He had been commissioned by the Continental Congress to captain a vessel as a privateer. So he plundered the seas and ravaged the coast. But then also on land, he was involved in many of the land battles in New Jersey. And New Jersey, of course, during the Revolutionary War was the crossroads of the Revolution. More land battles occurred in New Jersey than in any of the other 12 states at the time. And so he was notorious for a long time. And that's why the Americans wanted him to come here, because he was quite successful. And that's why the British came here, because he was quite successful.
So you kind of had that personality of being a tough guy who would kind of, wouldn't take no nonsense or bullying from anybody. Just kind of help the Toms River, the American.
For us here in Toms River, he was our hero. And for the British, they referred to us here in Toms River as a piratical set of banditti, that we were bandits. So one side's hero is another side's bandit.
So now we're in the middle of the 250th anniversary of Toms River. I know you and the Township have another rededication ceremony planned in just a couple of weeks. Tell me a little bit about what that's going to entail and why Joshua Huddy will be a big part of this ceremony coming up.
Yes, well, on Saturday, June 24th of this year, just in a couple of weeks, it will be our Township's 250th anniversary. That was the date in history in 1767, when we were still part of the British Empire. This is before the Declaration of Independence. Our country is 9 years older than the United States. That is the day that the Royal Province of New Jersey, the Royal Assembly of New Jersey, passed the act that created our township. and that's this year on a Saturday, June 24th. So here in Huddy Park, we're going to do two things. We're going to reopen the park and remember what Huddy and those other patriots did at the end of the Revolutionary War. But then we're also going to have a big birthday bash, kicking off here in the park at 11 a.m. With great pomp and circumstance here in Huddy Park, across from where we're standing here on the Lucre Bridge. And then thereafter at 12 o'clock, our fire companies and our police department are going to have a food truck festival right up the bluff, right by where the blockhouse stood on Washington Street, a big birthday party for Townsquare.
Now, you were telling me a little bit before we got on the camera about the significance of that opening gate over there to Huddy Park, that some students had a lot of doing in helping put those in place. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yes, it was a very interesting connection of younger people and older people making the park, what we see today, come together. Huddy Park was in need of some refurbishing, some good old engineering work. The bulkheading needed to be replaced. The old wooden bulkheading was severely damaged by Superstorm Sandy in 2012, and that had to be taken care of. So there was all kinds of engineering things that needed to be done in Huddy Park that resulted from that. So our engineering department designed new landscape through the park. It's fantastic, but we wanted to add some historic fabric to it. So our Historic Preservation Commission made it a special project in which 3 students from high school had different design ideas on different historical themes for the park, which they presented to our Historic Commission a couple of years ago. Our engineers in the town liked it a lot, and they incorporated the ideas of high school students into the park today. So the entrance of the park has a Patriot era American silhouettes. That wasn't our engineers' idea. That was high school kids. It was their idea. The entranceway to the park, just a few feet away from where we are today, this really eye-catching entrance concept. That was the idea of high school kids, not our engineer. And our engineer did a fantastic job from the engineering perspective. But high school kids in our school system came up with the idea for the historic fabric. So we combined the best of both worlds, and we see it here today.
I think that goes to show that no matter how old you are or how long you've been in Toms River, Huddy Park is a big factor, is a part of the fabric of who we are as people in Toms River.
Through the course of the 20th century, so many community events have been held here. People get married here. There's civic organizations use it as a home for their events. It is the heart and soul of our town.
Mark, thank you very much for taking some time out today to explain who Joshua Huddy is and the significance of what he did, and a little bit about the rededication ceremony coming up.
Happy birthday, Toms River.
Happy birthday, Toms River. That's Mark Mutter. I'm Vin Ebenau from the WOBM Newsroom. For more on this, on who Joshua Huddy is, and for more about the event coming up, head over to WOBM.com for this and more news stories.